All right, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. So excited to have you all here. Going to mute everyone. We can unmute as needed, just so we don't have any background noise. Hey, happy Sunday. Welcome, warriors. We're so excited to have you here tonight. First of all, I want to wish my BFF, Moni, I want to wish her a happy birthday. Wait, I can't unmute you. Now you have to unmute yourself.
I think I did it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Moni,
everybody,
are you ready for this? We are both 50.
Oh,
50. Can you believe it?
buckle up, girls.
I know, right? So if you are just joining us for the first time, my name is Melissa Stansel. My name is Melissa what? My name is Melissa Stansel. I am a 25K affiliate. And tonight I have with me Moni Creedy, who it's her birthday. And she is a 50K affiliate. And tonight we are going to talk all about what to say and how to say it. So that is the topic of tonight's training. And I'm just so excited to be able to hear what Moni does, because she's the bomb.com when it comes to connecting with people. Like, my biggest challenge is following up and staying on track. And that is her strong suit. So I'm super excited to hear what she has to say. Grab a pen and paper and make sure that you're able to take some notes, because she's going to drop all the golden nuggets and then she's going to flip it back to me and I'm going to give you some more. Are you ready, Moni? Take it away, love.
I'm ready. I'm ready. If you're not ready on your birthday, when are you going to be ready? Actually, my birthday's tomorrow, though. So maybe I'm not ready. Okay, you guys, let's talk about messaging and follow-up. And to me, honestly, I don't differentiate between messaging and follow-up, because anything past the first message is follow-up. Okay, if you've contacted them one time, anything after that is follow-up. So I think of it all in the same vein. I don't differentiate, oh, I'm going to message somebody or I'm going to follow up with them. It's just all messaging or all follow-up, okay? So this is going to be one of the most important skills you will ever learn. There is a reason why they say the fortune is in the follow-up or the money is in the messenger, because it's true. The more you message people, and I'm not talking about in an annoying, spammy, buy my stuff way, the more you message people, the more orders you're going to get. The more, this is you being a professional, reminding somebody, hey, I'm here and I'm interested in your business and I really think this is going to help you. For instance, when you walk into a store, let's say a clothing store, and you want to buy a pair of jeans, right? If no one helps you, like if you don't know their sizing parameters and you don't know what their size 3 fits, so you don't know if it's a big size 3 or a small size 3 or a children's size 3, you don't know where this size 3 goes at all. If no one is there to help you, what are you going to do? You're going to put those jeans back on the rack and you're going to turn around, you're going to walk out and you're going to go to the next store where there's somebody there to help you, right? You're going to interface with somebody that can give you some information, right? And if you're standing there and let's say the person comes up and, can I help you? And you're like, no, I'm just looking. Well, then you start looking and then you find something and you've got 5 things racked over your arm like this. And then you're like, well, what about, I don't know about this sweater. Like, is this sweater? And right about that time, they come up to you and they say, can I help you? And then you ask them a question about the sweater. Hey, does this sweater go with blah, blah, blah? And they're like, yes. Okay, I'm going to buy the sweater, right? I just needed one simple answer and I'm already buying something. So you need to make sure that you are that professional, checking in with them and helping them, because situations change, paychecks hit at different times, money magically comes from places into somebody's account on magically the day that you message them sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You have to keep checking in with them because things will change, okay? So let's talk about what we're going to say to who and when and why. Let's talk about all of it, okay? So as I said, messaging and follow-up go hand in hand. You don't differentiate. These are the days of messaging, you guys. No one really calls people on the phone anymore. If you call me on the phone, I assume you have to tell me that one of my relatives is in the hospital. Like, this is not something, I don't answer the phone a lot and I don't call people a lot. So messaging is the way to go. We're all busy. People can look at a message when they are free. You can message people in the middle of the night, although I don't advise it, but you can. And then they can look at it in the morning and you're not upsetting anybody because most of us smart people have our phone muted at night. Not my husband, but me. So you just want to make sure that you are utilizing messaging as much as possible because this is where it's at. You got to be in people's inboxes. Do you guys remember the days of snail mail when you would get a letter from somebody and you'd open up the mailbox and you're like, oh my God, somebody sent me a card. That's how people feel when they see a message now. They're like, oh, Chrissy messaged me. Let me check this out. What did she have to say? I haven't talked to her in so long. Okay. So that's why it's important to not falsely get people's hopes up when you're messaging them and go right for the kill. Like, hey, are you going to buy my body melt? Like you want to at least say something like, hey, oh my God, I can't believe how big Bella's getting. That's crazy. The years just go by so fast. We talked about body melt. Just want to make sure that we're still on the same track. You want to lead into it somehow. Okay. We're going to go over that about how to message people. But these are the days of messaging, you guys, and don't let these pass you by because this is where it's at. You want to get in people's messenger. That's where stuff is done. It's done in direct messaging. I'd say 99% of my business is done through Messenger. Reorders, brand new orders, everything. I don't talk to people on the phone anymore. I should. I'm just busy and I don't, and that's not what people want. If they wanted me to get on the phone with them, I would. But people don't. They want to just quick and easy message, put my order in, send me your link. That's how things are done, okay? Here's some rules of messaging that I say, there's 4 of them, 4 that I say are just hard and fast rules. And follow them whenever you can. This is not cut and dried because every time you message somebody, it's going to be different. People are individuals and you're going to have individual conversations with everyone. I would have a different conversation with each and every one of you and it's not going to look the same. Okay, so you got to talk to people like they're people because we are people and we want to be related to like that. Okay, now Melissa and I'm going to jump the gun here a little bit. Melissa and I were talking before and I'm like, I'm just not a fan of scripts. I'm not a fan of them. I don't use them. I don't like them. I don't want them. And of course, she's going to talk about scripts. We started chatting about that. And what we decided was, I'm not a fan of spam. It's not the scripts I don't like. It's the spammy, Melissa will talk about it, but all the spammy stuff that you get, you guys know, when you get it in your inbox and it just doesn't feel good, and you're like, oh, this girl is trying to sell me some stuff. I feel it in my bones. All she said was, hey, girl, that's it. And like, don't ever use hey, girl. Don't ever, ever, ever. That's the first rule. That's actually a rule that I'm going to add in there. But don't ever start anything with hey, girl, okay? Because you are right away, somebody's trying to sell me something. Okay, here's my rules of messaging that I follow. Now, I will tell you there's a bunch of other guys out in the network marketing industry that are going to teach you a lot of stuff. Eric Worre, Ray Higdon, these guys are gurus. I've only been in this space for 8 years, and these are the things that I follow. They have also very good tips, so whatever they say, follow them too. But these are my tips, okay, that I've learned along the way, the things that I don't wander off of, okay? These are non-negotiables for me. Number 1, rule of messaging is end your sentence. Well, it's not a sentence. End with a question when possible. Okay, when can I follow up with you? When would it be convenient to follow up with you? Does that sound like what you were looking for? How much weight are you looking to lose? What is your pain level on a scale of 1 to 10? These are all questions that you can ask people when you're talking to them. So when let's just say, for instance, Stephanie messages me, and I'm going to put her on the spot because she's my girl, Steph. Stephanie messages me about body melt, and she says, hey, Moni, she's not an affiliate, she's just a friend of mine, and she says, hey, Moni, I really want some information about body melt. And I'm like, all right, let's get to it. I need to know how much you're looking to lose, what have you done before in the past, why didn't it work? I'm going to have a conversation with her so that she realizes, hey, I really want this stuff. I'm not just going to say, oh, here's my link, there's 6 products, and it's $199 to buy it. I'm going to have a conversation with her, you guys. I'm a professional. You guys are professionals. Body Melt is your product. You are the face of Body Melt when you are selling it, and you have to talk to them just like you would if you're calling in. Let's say you're calling into a cable company, and they're going to tell you all the specials and all of the options that you have. You have to tell them what their options are. Okay, so when they start talking to you, you're going to ask them a question when possible. Number 2 rule for messaging. This is very important, and I think it gets overlooked a lot. Keep it to 3 sentences or less. You guys, when you are responding to them, they don't want a novel, trust me. And we talked a little bit about color personalities last week. Unless they are a green, no more than 3 sentences, I promise you. Okay, if they're a green, you can sway from that. But we're going to talk about that another time. But if they are not a green, if they're a red, a blue, or a yellow, 3 sentences or less. My rule of thumb is it has to be readable as they're scrolling. If they can read it and scroll at the same time, then it's good. If it is a long novel, only occasionally will I stray from that. That's if we have a sale that has a lot of details, or Body Melt, like the contest has a lot of details. But for the most part, 90% of my messages are 3 sentences or less, because we're quick, right? They want information quick. They want to hear about Body Melt quick, but you have to nail down their needs quick. Okay, so we do that through messaging. Number 3 rule: do not send your link unless you get permission. Okay, so if they're like, Stephanie's like, hey Moni, I want to learn about Body Melt. The next thing I send her is not my link. You guys, that's not how you do it. That's not, think of yourself as a salesperson in a store when somebody is talking to you. Just because it's in Messenger doesn't mean it's any different. You want to be quick about it because you want to value their time, but you want to get to the source of the information that you need, and then you want to give them the information that they want. And okay, then that brings us to number 4. Number 4 is you have to make sure you listen. I mean, we're reading, but you have to hear what they're saying to you. If they're saying, all right, well, I want to lose 35 pounds by next Tuesday, and I've tried everything, but I don't want to diet. And then you're like, that's great. Here, get this energy drink that we have. That's more like a conversation, you guys. You're going to, okay, listen, like, step back. We're going to talk about this Body Melt, why it hasn't worked for you, and you can't lose 25 pounds by next Tuesday, I promise you, no matter what you do, even if you starve yourself. Okay, so just make sure that you talk to them, listen to them. Okay, question, end with a question, keep it to 3 sentences or less. Do not send your link unless you have permission. And another reason why we do that, you guys, is so we don't get blocked. We don't want our link blocked. If you start sending out links without permission, we get reported and our links get blocked. And I was with a company that could not send their links out through Messenger, and it sucked bad. So let's not do that, because we want to keep this. And then make sure you listen to them. You don't want to be a script robot. Okay, you don't want to be like, I don't care what you said, but I'm going to tell you all about Body Melt. We have 6 products. You don't want to do that. All right. Who should you message? Let's talk about who you should message. Literally anyone who likes or comments on your business post, story, or reel. Anyone who is showing any love, commenting, showing any interest. They go on your list. They are a prospect. Okay, you can sort it out later. Melissa's going to tell you how. But for right now, when you don't know what the level of their interest is, you put them on a list. Everyone. Anyone who interacts with a business post in any way, unless they're a jerk. Okay? Now, people ask me, how much do you follow up? Like, when do you follow up? How often do you follow up? That is that's a question that really doesn't have an answer. It has to feel right for you. But I can tell you what I do myself, okay? What I do is and people come from all different places. We're going to talk about, I'm so sorry, you guys. My grandson is just screaming in the background. He partied too hard at my birthday party, you guys, and obviously it's time for him to go to bed. All right, so when you should message people. So I message people I message them 3 to 5 days in a row. It depends on what they say after those 3 days. If they're still hanging in there and they're interested, if they're like, okay, I'm going to get paid next Friday, message me next Friday. I message people 3 to 5 days in a row when I first get a hold of them, okay? Then I message them once a week, 4 times. Okay, so that's for a month. I'll message them once a week, and then I throw them into my once a month bucket. And everyone is in my once a month bucket. Okay, I message everyone on every list that I have at least once a month. And I know you guys are going to be like, oh, yeah, ouch. But it needs to happen because these are your customers, these are your affiliates, these are your potentials, these are people you want a relationship with. And if you want a relationship with them, the relationship starts now. It doesn't start when they buy, it starts now. And it continues even after they don't buy anymore, because you never know what they're going to be interested in. Okay, so even
Could you
after they
talk a
have
little bit about how do you keep that organized? How do you keep track? Like,
yes,
how do you make that happen?
yes, that was the next thing I'll go into. Okay, so what I do is I have lists, you guys. I have so many lists, and sometimes I have sales lists because I want to hit. My lists are ever changing because hot leads turn into cold leads and cold leads turn into hot leads all the time. Your leads are changing depending on who you're talking to, what's on sale, what's going on in their life. You never know. People pop out of nowhere and they're like, hey, I've never talked to you about body melt, but I want body melt. Or, oh, I saw you posted about the sleeve spray. I really need that stuff. And it's somebody you've never freaking talked to. Or it's somebody who ordered a year ago. They didn't like their stuff, or maybe they never, they ghosted you, and then all of a sudden they're back and they want something else. So I'm not gonna tell you where to get the people from, because we're gonna talk about that, where to find people, how to handle them. But this is what I do with my list. I have everybody on lists, and I have potential affiliates and affiliates on one list, because I like to have business stuff on one side. I kind of like just to keep that separate. I know they do order products, but I like to keep my affiliates and my potential affiliates separate. Then I have customers that are separate, okay? Customers, and then I write down what they're interested in. Like, I talk to them about body milk, I talk to them about sleeve spray, I talk to this person about whatever, and then I rate them, okay? You can do it however you want. I call it, in my head, I call it HWC 1, 2, 3. It's so silly. I don't know why. Hot, warm, cold, or 1, 2, 3. You can do it however you want. You can do it hot, warm, cold. Hot is somebody who's saying, I'm buying, I need this. Like they're that person that's contacted you and you're like, oh yeah, they're gonna order, right? Sometimes those people back off and they turn into warm leads because of whatever. Their husband stopped by the dispensary on the way home and bought him CBD, and they're just going to see how that works. Whatever. There's things that happen. Hot leads are people that are ready to go. Warm leads are people that have either bought in the past, or they need a little bit more information, or they haven't said exactly, I'm buying that, I'm going to buy. Okay? And cold leads are basically somebody who hasn't bought in a very long time, or they ghosted you, they were once a customer, they were once an affiliate and did nothing. These are cold leads, okay? So I rate them on my sheet so I know who to contact first. So for instance, on my list, if there were a sale today, and I had Judy, Melissa, and Stephanie as my hot leads, and Chrissy and Deb and Val are my warm leads, I would be contacting my hot leads first over my warm leads. Because let's be honest, when we get down to 420 and things are crazy, you want to contact your hot leads first and give them the most time to order over the people who are warm and cold. Okay, so I always have my people rated so that I know who to contact first. And that rating, like I said, that rating can change. It can change depending on what they're doing, if they've ordered already, if they haven't, many factors. Okay, So when I rate them, I know everybody pretty much should be hot in the first week. Okay, so when I'm talking to them, those first 3 to 5 days, they should be hot. Like I should be talking to them like, hey, yeah, this is body melt. Yep, here we go. And do you have any questions? What do you need? I'll go over that in a second. And then weekly, people that you contact weekly are the warm leads. Okay, so you're gonna, hot is gonna be 3 to 5 days in a row. Weekly is warm, and cold is monthly. So everybody at least should get one touch a month from you. Okay, I know we're not perfect and things are going to slide through, and maybe you got a busy month, or you know, COVID hit your house or whatever, but do your best to touch base with everybody on your list. And everybody on your list should be old affiliates, existing customers, potentials, all potentials. Okay, all of those touches do not have to be business related. In fact, I advise that is not the case. If you pepper them with buy my stuff, look at my website, here's my link, you know, they're going to back off. You want to pepper some stuff in there. Oh my gosh, that meme, where did you get it? Where'd you get that meme? That meme was hilarious. I'm stealing it. Something like that, okay? Oh my gosh, I can't believe how big your kids are getting. That vacation looked amazing. I saw something that reminded me of your husband the other day. Look at this. Look at this redneck right here. I mean, whatever it is. It doesn't matter, but you guys should definitely pepper in some stuff that is not business related, because none of us like to be businessed to death. We'll just call it that, okay? All right, let me go back. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my time, Melissa. I'm already told Melissa, I'm like, I got 2 pages. I could talk for half an hour. Well, I'm 23 minutes in. I'm about halfway through my first page, okay? Okay, all right. Here's what you need to know with messaging. Get bold with it. Get bold with asking people, hey, you want to take a look? Hey, I saw you complain about no sleep on your page. I got something that could help you. If I had something that helped you for less than $25, would you be interested in that? I mean, who wouldn't? If somebody messaged me that and I was not sleeping, I'd be like, yes, girl, I am 100% in. I don't care what it is. Give it to me. I'm not sleeping. How worse could it be? So just make sure that you are bold with asking in your messaging. Don't be afraid, especially with your friends who you have a rapport with. You can get away with that a lot better than you can with strangers, right? So for instance, I'm going to put Val on the spot because Val's my girl too. When I joined the business, you always have that one friend in your head. You're like, I'm going to cuss a little bit. This bee ain't getting a choice. She's going on my team, right? You have that one friend. You're like, this friend is gonna be in this business with me, and I don't care. Val was not answering her phone, you guys. So I had to pin her down, and I had to make her. And so that's basically what you get bold with asking. You're like, I'm not giving you a choice. You're getting on my team, okay? But then there's gonna be other times where you're like, listen, Judy, you're my best friend, and I know you're not sleeping. Give me your credit card number. I'm going to order you something for $69. You don't even have to look at my site, and it's coming to your house. Okay? You can say that to your best friends. They're going to trust you with their credit card number, right? The good ones will anyway, right, Judy? You can send it to me later. Tomorrow's my birthday. And then, anyway, all right. So we talked about when you should message. We talked about who you should message. We talked about how often you should message, okay? Let me tell you what I message, okay? And this is going to be different than what Melissa is telling you what to message, because she's going to use Ray and Jenna and all the good gurus. I'm just giving you what little old Moni messages about body melt and stuff like that. So you can just add this in. It's very good for you guys to have as many tools in your tool belt as possible, because there's so many ways a conversation can go, okay? And that's why I'm a fan of seeing everybody's scripts and using the one that's comfortable for you. You don't have to use mine. You don't have to use Ray's. You don't have to use Eric Worre's. You don't have to use anybody. You can make up your own. That's fine. But as long as you get inspiration from somebody and it feels right to you, then that's what matters. It has to feel authentic, because if it starts out with, hey, girl, and you cringe and I cringe, no business is happening. None. No business. Okay? All right, so let's talk about body melt. So in the beginning, when I talk to people about body melt, I will ask them how much weight do you want to lose? Ask the normal questions. What's your budget? And then after a couple of questions, I'm going to send them to the Body Melt site, my Body Melt site. So it's going to be bodymelt.com / whatever your username is. And if you guys haven't seen that site, please go look at it. When you send people to your site, you need to be conversant with your site. You need to look at that site so that when people ask you questions and they're like, oh, where do I find the other brands? You're like, oh, you just go up here. And you don't go, oh my God, freak out. I got a message my plan. Where do I find the other brands? You guys, look at the website, calm down. It's all there. You can do it. All right. So make sure you check out the website before you send it to them. But our Body Melt site, this is why I bring this up. Our Body Melt site in particular is probably our best website. It has so much information and so much help for somebody who wants to start on this program. It's unbelievable how much, I wish all of our websites had this much information. It really does have a lot of information. So with Body Melt, there's not a lot to do besides figure out their goals, figure out their budget, figure out how much weight they want to lose. Make sure you tell them about all the money they can win and the home gym, the Tunnel Home Gym, or however you say it, all of the promotions from Tina and from corporate, so that they get excited about being in the challenge. And then when they're excited, you send them your website and they can look at the website, they can look at the products. You're going to get back with them. If they don't follow up with you that day, you're going to follow up with them the next day. Hey, did you get a chance to check out that website? What'd you think? Actually, don't ask what you think. Sorry, that just came out of my brain. Don't ask that ever, because that is a loaded question and everyone will tell you not to say it. So don't let your brain do the talking. That's why I have to that's actually why I like to message, because that gives me a chance to look at my words before I send them. Okay, when I talk, things just come out of my mouth just like that, and you can't take them back. So just like that, don't do that. All right, so you follow up with them the next day. Did you get a chance to take a look? Then you follow up with them the following day if they don't answer you, or if they did. Even if they did, just checking back with you to see if you have any questions. Do you have any questions for me? And with a question, then they have to answer you. The conversation keeps flowing. Little trick, right? That's our first thing. And let's see. Then you want to follow up with them. So when you move into past the 3 days, let's say they haven't answered you. All right, they've ghosted you. Hey, just following back up, I wanted to let you know we have a challenge where you could win some money. You could win some prizes. So the sooner you get started, the sooner you get some results. You have to relate it to them during your messaging with them and with anybody. You have to keep in the forefront of your mind how you're going to help them. It's not about making a sale. It's not about how much commission, although we all have calculated our commission. How much BB is that? She made $45. We've all done it. Don't worry, we've all done it. But you have to keep in the forefront of your mind, how am I going to help this person? This person wants to lose this much weight. How am I going to help them? They have to be the first thing in your mind. They have to be the last thing on your mind. They have to be everywhere in between, and it has to be about helping them. Because if you don't help them, then you're not going to make any money, okay? That's just how it works. So we have to help them. All right. Then after the let's say 3 weeks go by, you've done your 5 days, you've done 2 check-ins, just checking in to see if you're ready. This is like a last check-in. So like the final week 4, just checking in to see if you're ready. We talked about you wanted to lose 25 pounds. Maybe now is not the right time, but just get back to me when you're ready. So this is an age-old trick. Like, it was available, it was on the table to them the whole time. You want them to be on these products. You want to help them with these products. And then they're not answering you after, let's say, 3 weeks. You snatch it back. Snatch it back. You take the opportunity away from them. You're like, well, just let me know when you're ready. Maybe now's not the right time. And then they're like, whoa, human ego kicks in, you guys. It's a funny thing. It's a funny thing when you take something away from somebody, then they want it. It's reverse psychology all the time. And they're like, oh, well, maybe I do want to be in the challenge now. Now I want to be in the challenge. So they'll get back to you, okay? All right. Those are my tips on how to message people. Make sure you ask the questions. Did you get a chance to take a look? Checking to see if you have any questions. Following back up. Tell them about the challenge. Also, here's another tip. You can say, let's do this together. Because whether you're on it or you're just starting it or you've been on it for weeks, they're still going to do it with you, right? You need to create a cohesiveness and check back in with them. I lost 3 pounds this week. Let's get you going so you can get started on your journey. You want to make sure, we'll get that to Grandpa, baby. We'll get that to Grandpa. You want to make sure that they can get started with you and be in on the fun. I mean, you want to involve them. They're your friends most of the time. Sometimes they're strangers. You want to get to know them. That's a good way to get to know them. Lose weight together. Check in with them, right? Okay. So Melissa asked me about how I organize all those names and I rate them. HWC 1, 2, 3. You can code them hot, cold, warm, or 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I didn't go into that. So you can either code them hot, cold, warm, or 1, 2, 3. 1 is hot for me, 2 is warm, 3 is cold. Okay, so that's why I call it that. Sometimes, honestly, I'll rate them both, and I don't know why. That's why I came up with HWC 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's talk about scripts. I'm wrapping up on this, I promise. Let's talk about scripts. I am not a fan of scripts, but I will tell you there are some good ones out there. There are, as long as they don't feel spammy. If they don't sound spammy when you read it out loud to yourself, if you don't cringe, then they're okay. All right, if they're cringy, if you don't like it, if it just, and let's face it, sometimes I might use one script, although I don't really use scripts. I use concepts of scripts. But let's say I might say something to Chrissy that's just not going to sit well with Melissa. They're two different people and they have two different things going on. And so that's why I don't script people to death. I just don't, I'm not like, all right, this is my script, and then I send it out to 500 people. I don't do that. Okay. The only exception that I have for that is if we have a sale like Black Friday or 420 or any of the big sales that we've had. That's the only exception. I will send out a script on those days because you have a time limit. You got to get a hold of some people. There's no time for niceties. But I let people know in the beginning when I first secure their business, whether it's customer or affiliate or whatever, I let people know I will message you when all the sales happen, and it will be a script. So just so you know, it's not going to be very personal, but I will let you know when all the sales happen. So that way, if I message Nancy and I accidentally have Melissa's name in there, then they know, oh, she warned me that I was getting a script on that day, so they're not going to get upset. Because when I didn't do that and I messaged somebody, I messaged an Alexis and I had Amanda in there, Alexis got really mad about it. And I was like, okay, well, I could probably think of many other things I'd rather be mad about. But that was a turning point for her in her life for some reason. She was like, I am not Amanda. Who's Amanda? And I'm like, settle down. It's just a sale, girl. It's fine. It's going to be fine. So I'm going to tell you that there are two really good scripts that if I were to use scripts, they would be these. One would be from Todd Falcone's Little Black Book of Scripts, which I think I have the entire thing uploaded in my group. Melissa, you can steal it. It's under files. And then the second one is the Ray Higdon objections that we got, overcoming objections that Ray Higdon went over the other night on the Zoom. I hope you guys were all on that. Were you all on that? Okay, Julie was not. Julie, I'm going to go over real fast, okay, girl? You're going to get the condensed Cliff Note version of this. These are gold, and I think they do need going over, actually. And let me see where they start. All right. Ray Higdon, closing and handling objections. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? 2 nights ago. Whenever it was. It was the 6th. Oh my gosh, 3 days ago. Okay.
Hold on. Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Before you go into that, we're already running low on time. Since most of the people were on that training, is that something that we could post those in the group?
We could, but I'm just going to read them real fast. Like I'm not going to go into them.
Okay, you were preparing, so I was preparing for you to go for another 20 minutes.
No. These are, I'm just going to read these. So
Okay.
one of the objections that he uses when somebody gives him an objection about, let's say, money. He wanted to pay, this man wanted to pay for his daughter's weddings. He had 3 daughters and he didn't have a way to pay for them. And so Ray turned it back around on him and said, is that something that's important to you? It wasn't really an objection. It was just basically to make him think of how important it was to him. I mean, yeah, that's important, right? Paying for your 3 daughters' weddings is probably the most important thing, one of the most important things. So yeah, so that makes him think, yeah, that's the most important thing. Is that something that's important to you? That is a very good question to ask people when you are trying to recruit them. Another one, if you didn't have the money, if you didn't do this, how would you get the money? That's a very fair and important question to make people think. If you didn't do this, how would you get the money? And then after they agree, after you get them that far, then you say, if I tell you what to do, will you be coachable? That is a great question, because I've had people go all that way and never ask them that question. Come to find out they are not coachable at all. Waste. Okay. Sounds to me like you're ready to join. Those are what I wrote down from Ray. And those are pretty amazing. Here is another method, and this comes from Eric Worre, and this is something I use a lot. It's called Feel, Felt, Found, and I hope you guys have heard of this. Okay, most of you have. So basically, when you get an objection, let's say I'm talking to Nancy. Nancy is a mother of 3 small children, and she doesn't have time for network marketing. She does. And I said, I understand how you feel. I felt the same way, but here's what I found. I found that if I didn't do something about it, I was never going to have the time. And I found that network marketing gave me the time with my kids that I was looking for without the stress of a regular job. Okay, something like that. Feel, felt, found. I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. Here's what I found. Works pretty much for any objection. It's a great one. It's a very general one, and I love that one from Eric Worre, okay? I'm going to tell you, when you are messaging people, please do not get into the business of convincing them. Don't convince them about your products. Don't convince them about your opportunity. Remember what I said about the reverse psychology. Snatch it away. All right, well, it doesn't sound like it's a good fit for you. Or, oh, it doesn't sound like you're ready yet. Snatch. And they'll be back, I promise, okay? So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to stand your ground and know what you have in your hands, okay? Do not be afraid of that. Don't be afraid. Network marketing days are gone where we have to take all comers and try to convince people and beg people to buy. That is not this day. That is not now. We do not have to do that, okay? We have the best products. We have the best company, and we need to start acting like it. That's how I feel, okay? So don't be afraid to stand your ground and believe in yourself and what you're offering. Always be focused on what they are asking you, okay? So if they're asking you about the ingredients in the burn, then get them the ingredients for the burn. Don't get them the ingredients for 5 other products. Get them those ingredients. Answer their specific questions, okay? So make sure they get the information that they need. And that's it.
Yes, my turn.
It's your turn. I'll mute myself.
Oh my God, Moni, that was gold. I took 2 pages of notes. Like, that was amazing. I just absolutely love the way that you were able to like break it down into like the questions, like how to go into that conversation. We actually should have flip-flopped, and we should have actually talked about these ice-breaking scripts first, because what I wanted to talk about is how do you get those conversations started with brand new people that you don't know, right? What Moni was talking about is, how do you talk about the products? How do you get them started in that conversation? Like, how does that conversation flow? But when you're brand new, Moni's been in network marketing for 8 years. She is a pro. But if you're brand new, you might not know exactly what to say, right? And you've got to have a place to start. The other thing that I like to use scripts for is that I'm a busy mom. I've got 3 jobs. I've got 2 kids at home. One of them's disabled. One of them is up my butt all the time. They want to go shopping every 15 minutes. I have to be able to be efficient in the way that I'm having conversations. And a lot of times we are going to say similar things over and over and over again. And I set those things up on shortcuts on my phone. So the 2 ways that I use shortcuts on my phone, first, I'm going to tell you those 2 ways I use shortcuts on my phone first, and then I'm going to tell you what I put on those shortcuts. So I use on my phone, I use the notes field. Everybody has a notes field, whether you have an iPhone or an Android. The things that I say over and over and over again, the answers to the questions, the 7 flavors of the oil, all of my websites, everything that I'm going to say over and over and over again is in the notes of my phone so that I can copy and populate, copy and populate, copy and populate. I have to be able to be efficient in my business. Okay. The other thing that I use is keyboard shortcuts. Now you can set this up in an iPhone. I don't know how to do it in an Android, but I know you can. You can set this up in the settings screen of your phone. You go to settings, you go to general, you go to keyboards. Now you can set up your website to populate when you type the same 3 letters, right? I don't like to use www because I type other websites other than my own. So I use XXX. Not too many times I'm having a conversation that XXX is going to come up in a word. But when I type XXX 3 times, what actually populates in my phone is a link to my ATM group. When I type my personal initials, my name is Melissa T. Stansel. When I type MTS, my phone automatically populates with my website. When I type the letters QQ, because how many words have QQ, right? No words have QQ. My keyboard shortcut for QQ says, just a reminder, you have a haircut appointment today on Wednesday at 9 o'clock. Please don't forget to wear a mask and reschedule if you have any symptoms of COVID. Because I'm a hairdresser and I text my clients every single morning to remind them of their appointment. So when I'm doing that every single morning, I type QQ and all I have to do is change the date and time. So even though I have them set up on a keyboard shortcut and it populates and says Wednesday at 2 o'clock, every time I type the shortcut, all I have to do is update the date and time. Now, I also use this for my network marketing business, right? So let's say I go to Facebook and I want to add friends. And I go to suggested friends because we have mutual friends. And I go add, and I add the first 10 people that I see. Some of those people are going to accept. Some of them are not. That's okay. But when one does, the very first thing I do is I I write them on my list. And then I go to Messenger. Sorry, choking on myself. Let me get a drink. I'm talking too fast. Then I go to Messenger. Once I go to Messenger, let's do this. Once I go to Messenger, I'm going to type hi and their name. Always use their name. That is not part of my keyboard shortcut because I would never want to use the wrong name. So first thing I type is I type hi, Bob, and then I type the letters NTM. And what that stands for is nice to meet you. And what populates when I type NTM is it says, nice to meet you. You were in my suggested friends list because we have mutual friends. I'm a mom of 3 from North Wilmington and I work from home. How about you? That's what I say every single time. That's my script for a new friend. It doesn't sound spammy because it's not about, hey, do you want to join my business or buy my product? I want to get to know you. I want to tell you who I am, how I found you. I found you because you were in my suggested friends list, but I might use that same NTM and replace you were in my suggested friends list with, I saw your name in my autism moms group, or I saw your name, I saw you in, or I saw your post in a group that we're both in together, right? So I'm using keyboard shortcuts to create scripts to be able to work more efficiently and to be able to get the information out there that I need to get out there quickly. Now, I have been absolutely loving Ray Higdon's stuff. And on Ray Higdon's training last week, he taught us a script that I immediately put right into my phone. And it's a direct script that you can use with new people that you're connecting with, right? Because if you're using short form video, you're using TikTok, you're using Instagram Reels, you're using Facebook Reels, you're going to be getting lots and lots and lots and lots of leads. They're all going to be people that you don't know yet, right? That's not going to be the way you're going to talk to your neighbor. It's going to be the way that you're connecting with brand new people, but you want to be able to be efficient, because if you have too many relationship building conversations, you're in Moni's hot, warm, cold, and you've got all of these people that you haven't gotten to the question, you're going to spend a lot of time relationship building to get to they were never interested in the first place, right? The Ray Higdon script that I've been using lately is, I know that we don't know each other, or I know we don't know each other very well, because some of them are people I don't know yet. Some of them are people I've been friends with for a little while. Like, we know each other a little bit on Facebook, but we don't really know each other body to body in person, right? But I see that we are both, what? What do you have in common with that person? Are you both moms? Are you both redheads? Are you both dog lovers? Where did you, how did you, I see we both live in Wilmington. You have to have something in common. I would like to expand my business with people like other moms like you, other people who live in Wilmington, other dog lovers. Okay. So although it is a script, it's always going to be personalized. And I was just curious to see if you'd be open to taking a look at what we're doing. If not, no big deal. All right. So the script is the framework of what you're going to say. But just like when I did my appointment reminder to let people know that they have an appointment today and I had to update the time and the date, you're going to have to update the connection that you made with them and why you're reaching out to them. When you go and you start doing tons and tons of videos on TikTok, you're going to get lots of new followers, right? Lots of new followers is the goal. You're not going to be able to spend time relationship building with 500 new followers a day. You're going to have to get quickly through those so you can do the same thing with a new follower, right? So my new follower keyboard shortcut on my phone is NFF, right? Stands for new follower. I just used FF because NF could be in a word, but NFF generally not in a word, because every time I type the letters NFF, this is what comes up. Thanks for the follow. I love making new friends on Facebook, but I have to change that because it could be TikTok, it could be Instagram. I have followed you back. I love your blank. Compliment them on something you saw on their profile so that they know that you actually looked at their profile. And then I want you to say, I am, who are you? I'm a mom of 3 and I live in Wilmington, Delaware, and I work from home. That's what I tell them about myself. I'm a mom of 3, where I live, what I do. It's like the lording, right? My friend, my family, my occupation, my location. This is where I live. I have 3 kids and this is what I do. I work from home. How about you? Tell me about you. This is what I want to find out. I want to find out who you are, where you live, and what you do. So even though I have it set up on a keyboard shortcut, it's efficient. It's the same thing over and over again. It's a script, but I'm personalizing it because I'm talking about how I connected with them. Thank you for following me, what platform I'm following them back on, and that I actually looked at their profile. Now, here's the thing I want to tell you about doing these lists of new followers. You're going to get 500 new followers in a day. Holy crap. That's the best thing that could ever happen to us, right? You're going to go to that list of new followers and you're going to look at every single one. And you're going to have to filter them out because some of them are creepy men that you don't really want to connect with. And some of them are bots that don't even have any posts. If you click on somebody's profile on TikTok and they have 0 posts and they have no followers and they're following 5,000 people, You don't want them. Next, 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 next. Ooh, here's a good one. This person has followers. She has active posts. She looks like she's got a good vibe. And go to Messenger, go to Instagram and Messenger if you can. If she has her Instagram profile linked, always go to Instagram Messenger. NFF. Thanks for the follow on TikTok. Really loved your content. Loved the post. Loved the video that you did with your dog. I'm a mom of 3 from Wilmington, Delaware. I work from home. Tell me about you. Over and over and over and over and over and over with 65 people in a day, right? You got to be efficient. Okay, now you're going to come up against people who like or comment on your product post or your product video, right? You're in a video and you're taking your product. You can be a lot more direct when people like those types of videos. If somebody likes a video of you dancing in your kitchen while you're cooking dinner, you can't say, hey, did you want information on your product? But if you're actively holding your product in the video, taking your product in the video, using your product in the video, you can then message them and say, thank you so much for liking my video where I was, and don't say taking my product, but whatever it else was that you were doing in that video that will help them remember it, right? Thanks so much for liking my video about how I broke both my arms. Were you just being supportive, or would you like me to send you some information on what I'm doing? Right? Because I did a post about how I continued to get paid when I broke my arms. Ask me how. Then the message that I sent to the people that commented on that post was, were you just being supportive, or did you want me to send you some info? Because some people will just like your comment or like your video because they liked what you were doing and they were being supportive and they wanted to show you some love. And that's okay. Were you just being supportive, or did you want to know because you did like my post? So maybe you did want to know. All right. Thanks for liking my story TikTok reel about whatever. Remind them which one it was. Were you just being supportive, or did you want to get me to send you some info? Now, you're going to come up against a lot of other people who are already in network marketing, right? Because we're all doing the same thing. We're all following all the same people. We're following Todd Falcone. We're following Colleen Nichols. We're following Ray Higdon. We're following Fraser Brooks. We're following Rob Sperry. We're following Jesse Lee Ward. We're all learning. The pros are learning, right? You're going to come up against people who know what you're doing. Yeah, you can't use these on those people. You have to look at their profile first. And if they're already in the business, you don't want to use you don't want to use the same lingo on them. They already have a business. They're already crushing it in their business. But what if they want to change to a different company? How many of you have been in multiple network marketing companies? This is my 4th network marketing company. A lot of us have changed companies, right? So how are they going to know that you're somebody that they might want to join if something comes up that they have to change? This is the script that Todd gave me that I use when I find someone else who's already in network marketing. I'm sure you're happy with what you're already doing. You're doing a great job promoting it on social. Because if I looked at their profile and I know what company they're doing a good job, right? But if anything ever changes, as things do, I would love to talk to you about what we're doing over here at My Daily Choice. Let's stay in touch. I've complimented them. I've told them they're doing a great job. I've told them that I've looked at their stuff. I've seen their stuff. But hey, sometimes things change. What if your company closes? I want to make sure that I'm the first person that you think of. I didn't say to you, well, don't you want to change companies? Don't you want to come over here and see what we're doing? I know you'll get paid more money if you come work with me. No, but I'd love to have a conversation with you if something changes. Let's keep in touch. Does that sound like something doable? Colleen Nichols always says, she's the no shame sales game girl on Instagram. And she always says, think about how it would land in your inbox. These are scripts, friends. These are scripts. But they're personalized and they're not spammy. It's not spam. It's not, hey there, I like your content and I think you would be a good fit for my company. Would you like here's my link, right? That's spam. Now I have one more for you, and that's somebody that's ghosted you, because we get ghosted a lot. And this is one that Jenna gave me. And, sometimes you need to just be like Moni was saying, you got to take it back. So what Jenna gave me was, I know you're busy. I am too. But when I got into this business, it was because I wanted more time for my kids. And that was really important to me. If you're not ready now, I completely understand. But I'd love to hear from you if you are. Let me know. All right. So you've basically reached out to them, acknowledged the fact that they're busy. You know that they're busy. You've acknowledged the fact that so are you. Like we're similar here. And maybe this isn't for you right now. But if it is, I'd love to hear back from you. Right? I didn't end with a question. I ended with, let me know when you're ready. I put the ball back in their court. Doesn't mean that I can't keep them on my follow-up list. It doesn't mean that I can't reach out to them about how big their kids are getting or how cute their dog is or how much I love the dress that they posted on Instagram. Doesn't mean that I can't keep following up with them. It just means I'm putting the ball back in their court so that they feel comfortable coming back to me when they're ready. Does that make sense? Do you like these? So when Moni talks about how she continues this conversation, this is how you get that conversation started. And this is how you get a lot of conversations started efficiently, because not all of these conversations are going to flow into the questions that Moni taught us, right? But this is a way to get as many conversations started as you can efficiently in one day. I don't work this business full time. This is not my full-time job. This is my part-time job. I've been tracking, and I'm actually about 50-50. I work this business about 15 hours a week. It's about 3 hours a day. So it's part-time. It's not a hobby. It's a job, but it's a part-time job. And I work my other business about the same amount, about 15 to 18 hours a week. And when I'm doing that, I can't do this, right? So I've got to be efficient. Tonight, it's Sunday night. I did my makeup for this live. So before this live, I busted out 7 TikToks. In 20 minutes, I sat down, bam, 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 bam. I recorded 7 15-second videos. Took me about 20 minutes. One of them I had to do about 6 times because I couldn't get the words right. It's okay. 20 minutes, I busted out 7 TikToks, and now I have drafts for TikToks, Reels, and Facebook Reels for all this week. When those posts go up, the next day, I go back to the reel that I posted the day before in all 3 platforms, and I write down every single person that liked it and commented it, and I go check for new followers. And then I'm going to use these scripts on them. Does that work for you? I got one post a couple of days ago that had 95 likes. You can go right on there and see who liked it. I can automatically go through those likes and I can say, okay, Jen liked my TikTok, don't need to message her. Deb liked my TikTok, don't need to message her. Moni liked my TikTok, don't need to message her. Click on the next guy. He's a creepy dude. Ooh, don't need to message him. 92 likes. Out of that list, I got 14 solid contacts. 7 of them were not followers, so I wasn't able to message them, so I followed them. The other 7 I was able to message because they were already my followers, or they had that, I don't know, Instagram just let me. I was able to go and message them on Instagram, and I used these scripts. Out of the 7, 3 of them got back to me. You got to filter. You got to filter fast. Now those 3, then I started a conversation with. but this is how you're going to be able to get through the massive amounts of leads that short form video is going to produce for you.
Melissa, you said you posted that in the group in our chat.
This is in the chat. And as I'm sitting here reading it, I found some typos. So I'm going to iron it out again. I did ask somebody to proofread it, but there's still typo in there. It wasn't a spelling word, it was a missing word. So sometimes when you read something, it automatically puts the word in when you expect it to be there. So it's missing a word. So I'm going to fix this and then I'm going to post it in the group. All right. I did not make up these scripts. These are from Colleen Nichols, Ray Higdon, Todd Falcone, Fraser Brooks, Jenna Zwiggle, Jesse Lee Ward. I have all the script books. I have the Jesse Lee Ward scripts and keyboard shortcuts. I have the Ray Higdon social media's little black book of scripts. I have Todd Falcone's little black book of scripts. I am a student of network marketing. This is my notebook and I take notes compulsively. Ray Higdon's got some amazing trainings coming up. All right. 10:03. We were trying really hard to keep it to an hour, and I think I went really fast through that. But this was an amazing training. Did you all get something good out of it tonight? It's worth showing up for. Moni, thank you so much for spending the time in making those incredible notes and teaching us how to carry on those conversations, because girl, that was gold. Super, super excited to implement some of that in my own business tomorrow. I was actually having a conversation today about body melt, and I did exactly what you said not to do. And she ghosted me. So I have to be a little bit more confident in asking questions and doing those things. So we all have room to learn.
Yeah, and I'm not perfect by any means. Yeah, so you guys, the point of this is, if you're not posting, most of your time should be spent in Messenger, okay? No matter what it is, whether it's introducing yourself to people, whether it's maintaining relationships, whether it's, you know, leading people down the, you know, the, this is what you want, and expectations, basically. You're managing expectations and then get them into the sale. So there's so many reasons to be in Messenger, so many. I spotlighted. Oh, you spotlighted me?
Well, you were talking.
Hello?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry. I've never gotten that notification from Zoom before. The host has spotlighted you. I'm like, whoa.
Well, I think I pinned you earlier. I'm not sure what the difference is.
I have no idea. That's all new. So yeah, just make sure you're in Messenger as much as possible. Don't get caught up in what I call non-income producing activities. Posting and messaging are what make you money. That is what grows your business. Coincidentally, what makes you money is also what grows your business. So Messenger and posting. Focus.
Content
so
and
hard.
Conversation.
Absolutely.
That's where it's at, guys. All right, well, we're going to hop off of here. Thank you guys all so much for coming tonight. I appreciate all of your time. I'm so glad that you were able to get on live, jump on, be with us. This replay will be posted in both of our team groups. Tonight, we're live in Moni's group, team group for Hempy Vibes, and this replay will be posted in MDC Game Changers, which is my group as well. And I need more water. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you guys. Mwah! Love you. See you next Sunday. Don't forget to do your accountability. The link is in the chat. See you guys then.
Bye.